last game you had some players who were sick. Is the group healthy now? Everything back to normal?
Yes, that we can say. No more sickness, no nothing. But yeah, it's nice to have.
I mean, just fitness-wise in general, are there any injuries other than the usual to expect for North Carolina?
No, I'm very happy with where we are. Again, you mentioned it, right? Last week was illness, now we fit. Boys are good, so we have a squad to travel, which is a good thing.
When you look back at that game against New Mexico,
Yeah.
what is, penalty aside, what is the big takeaway that you look at from your squad and say?
I was very proud. I was very proud of the performance, the way we started the game, the way we maintained it, and it was margins. You had margin on both sides, right? We had the breakaway with Remy. Maybe he could lay it off on Sako, or maybe a better touch. He finish it normally. They hit the post there with Zico Bailey. Sako obviously got the biggest chance in the game for me, and we talk about 5 inches, 6 inches, normally those hits your arm, goes underneath or go over the top, and he did everything right, but that was not. And then, is it a penalty call? You can always debate it, but that for me was not. But I was extremely proud of the boys, and extremely proud also with the fans, with the backing, because that helps as well. And knowing that it's a derby, you don't want to lose derby, but you look at the 90-minute performance, I think was by far one of our best, and with sick people outside as well, and you couldn't start them, but I was super proud.
When you look back on the data from the game and even just the video from the game,
Yeah.
what's the biggest difference that the way you set up your midfield against New Mexico, the more workmanlike group with John at the base or Eric at the base,
Yeah.
versus the games you've done in the past where you've maybe tried to play?
Well, your sickness, sickness. Right? Can you imagine you on Friday? Emma's is sick, Hope is sick, and then for us is the next man up mentality, and that you saw it. And yeah, maybe it's a little bit unfamiliar situation for Carl, but we know what he could do, and we could see it. Fortunately, maybe we could have been a bit more tidy of the balls that we went higher up, but overall, what that says again about the group is just how much they invest in being here and working hard and fighting for every little thing. So it was a very, we were very intense, and I loved it. I loved the way that we were high pressing and being there, and we started on the right foot, which we look to do against North Carolina as well.
Does that midfield being a little more physical and maybe athletic give you that little bit more of an edge to be a more pressing, ground covering type of team maybe?
Well, obviously it's help, right? But again, it starts with the front, right? It's always start, when you press, it's always start with your front three, and I think our front three started it. Charlie was in there, Remy cut the angles good, Saka was alive, and when those three does it well, and then you have a 2 pit bull underneath or 3 pit bulls in midfield, that always helps you. That's just the reality of it. And it's game by game. That's what we had in this game. And this game, you're looking also to be on the front foot and play that type of way, because I think that's what we are good at. And now is to maintain that,
When you look to North Carolina on Friday, what are you expecting to see out of that?
I expect the team that it is their home. They want to come out, they want to play. So I'm looking forward to the game. It's another new challenge which I'm looking forward to.
When you look at, and we talked about it a little bit after the game, the performance you got out of Eric in the midfield, that was the first chance we really got a chance to see him in a bigger sample size.
Mm-hmm.
What are the parts of his game that you think he can best improve? Obviously, he's a young player, he can improve everything, but where can he make the most ground up?
Well, he's going to make the most ground up, obviously, first understanding the North American style of play. How we play in USL. Secondly is also that connection with his teammates, because it's the first game. That's the connection that you need, and understanding, right, how every individual maybe like the ball, want to get the ball, just simple things. But he has what it takes to grow, get better, improve, and play higher. And he wants it. And when you want something, and your desire is strong and big, you're always looking to get up to improve. And obviously, I know he has it in house. He has those, those soft lofted ball, and now, you train him maybe to have the driven balls. That's one an area, and obviously other areas that slowly and steadily that we want to teach him and guide him through it.
With the playoff picture shrinking and everything sort of hovering above the line, is the mentality still just game by game, or do you look at games like North Carolina as this is one that we need to bring home 3 for?
It's a game by game, because we don't even know if we can fly, right? So exactly. No, but I think we will fly. But for us, is this game that matters. We can't think about anything else, and we can control what we can control, which is our work rate, our desire, our will, and our preparation. The rest, that is not in our control. The weather is not in our control. Referees are not in our control. Other results are not in our control. We can control that to get the best possible outcome.
Have you relayed that to the group, that although you can't control the referees or
what
happens with the Plains, that there is still control left in the group, that you guys could win these games and just control your own destiny?
We want to win the games.
Good.
Could, should, would. Right? We always want to win games, and we always plan to win games. I don't see the reason why you should not play a game to not want to win. Right? At the end of the day, that's why we play the game.
Obviously, with such a young group, and Kevin's kind of hitting on there with there's a lot of pressure in these last 3 games, not necessarily a lot of margin for error at this time in the season.
What is pressure?
How well are they coping with it, the team as a whole?
Oh, we've coped with pressure all year. I've never doubt this group. This group understands pressure, but pressure is not playing football. Pressure is you don't know where your next meal might come. Pressure is the people that sometimes are in lower down there, not having a place to sleep or not getting no food. What we have is a joy, right? And pressure is a privilege. You should enjoy that. That is, and I know this group enjoy it because you see it, right? They rise up to the occasion, time after time. Maybe result has not gone the way we want and is hoping for, but you look at the progress that we've made, right? It's never easy to look at it, but when you look at it, it has been a massive progress. And sometimes that is also a victory. But obviously these 3 games is the best what it is, man. Come on, you should enjoy that.
Is it good to have a player like Rafa who has dealt with the pressures like that at the professional level, maybe even at a higher level of pressure because he's played at a larger scale, bigger stadiums? Is it nice to have Rafa in the changing room in terms of some of the players can lean on him and go to him?
Of course, Rafa, because he's the oldest guy, and he brings a lot of experience. It's a valuable experience that he can share with the players, guide and help them. Also, we have people that have won in the locker room as well. We have people that have won, and when you've won, you're always going to rely on that drive and that pressure. Emi has won with this club, right? Forme has won with this club. Right, so Tristan has won when he was in Canada. Patrick has won. All right, Noble has won with Toronto. So there's winners. And now it's just the ball has to fall into the right goal, in that little momentum. But you create your own luck, and I think we've done it. We're doing it, and now it's crunch time, the best time of the year.
What have you seen from Formella as a leader in the group, a guy who's played Champions League football in the Ekstraklasa as the race gets a little tighter down the stretch?
Well, I think he's brought that to the group by talking, sometimes guiding the youngsters, which have been great. So for that, you always praise players when they do that, and he has done that a lot.
It's good to have Danny back and be available for match day squad.
Yeah.
What obviously Asenge playing as a right-footed center back who's good with his left, but also as a left back is a little bit of a different dynamic for your team tactically. What did you think of him and his performance against New Mexico, in case you may have to call upon him to do that again?
Asenge?
Yes.
Asenge is a warrior. Asenge just wants to win. It's his determination, his will to win is second to none, and he's a fighter. So, and whatever you call him upon to do, if we even asked him to play striker, he will want to do it 100%. That's just in his nature, and you love players like that. He's done an admirable job there, but obviously having Danny back, it's a welcome.
Any other questions in the room?
You mentioned earlier Jean getting comfortable with
Yeah.
the North American game and the American style of the sport. Was that a challenge for you when you first came stateside, and have you used any of your experience in terms of your adjustment when you were still playing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, again, listen, this is by far the toughest league to play in. It's the toughest league to play in North America. Because your adaptation will take you at least 3 to 6 months. It's just the reality of it, because of the travels, you know, the weather, also the players that you play with. When you're used to playing with a type of different level, right? In Europe, I'm not used to playing with college players. But here, maybe your right back or your center back is a $60,000 college player at the age of 24, and he's a rookie. He doesn't know the game. By 24, I had 100 games, over 200, over 150 games. So the mentality is different, and then you got to get used to understanding what it takes here. So the adaptation it's longer than what sometimes people give it to, because it is tough to play here. Anybody that played in Europe, if they come here, they will tell you it's tough. Because if we have to travel to play in Holland, my longest travel was 3 hours. That doesn't even get you to North Carolina, where we go in this way, like tomorrow. And you have to fly, by the way, not drive. You have to fly. And then you go in a different time zone, which is 3 hours ahead, right? So it's not easy. But it's something that after a while you get used to, like everybody else, you know, you get used to, and then you get on with it.
You mentioned the time difference. How does that look like in terms of preparation for playing 3 hours time difference compared to here?
Well, you always try to stay in your time zone, because you know, some people say it's work, some people say it doesn't. I don't know. I'm not science at that. I have a simple job, you know, which is to coach football players and make them better. But you know, when you look at that in that sense, does it play a part? Some will say yes, some will say no. For me, I'll be honest, it didn't matter to me when I was playing. The game mattered more than for me thinking about the time zones.